Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Foundry Reviews. I'm JB here with Sly and Ken, and today we're reviewing episode 3 of She-Hulk, People versus Emil Blonsky. Hey, what another episode, episode 3. We're halfway through the series, right, guys?
Hell yeah, we're already halfway through.
Yeah, already there, dude.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Yeah, I was going into this episode very, afraid and negative because this has been getting so much flack and a lot of negative feedback.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And more than it's worth, actually, after watching the episode, I was like, that's not even that bad, you know?
No.
And it's like, that's not even the part that I even had an issue with. Everyone was, like, raising hell about, the after credit scene. I'm like, that's not even, like, the bad part of the whole thing. Like, there was a weird subplot I felt like was super forced in the episode. And again, we talk about these shows and how long they are, though they really do not have any time to be fucking about because the show is so short. And I could be wrong about episode 1 and 2, but this episode heavily focused on some other characters that were briefly, barely introduced, like barely in one scene, and they focused on them randomly for a bit. I feel like just for a pop culture reference and just for some giggles and laughs. I was like, all right, yeah, cool, but it was just like, it's a bit much.
That's why I almost wish they left the pop culture reference in that scene as it, and the end credit scene have been something different. Because it's like, okay, you already gave the screen time, you already paid it off, you don't need to add more to this.
Yeah, I thought what they did in the episode was, all that was needed. I mean, it is an end credit scene, so it's technically not really part of the episode, so it's like whatever. But that whole subplot was a little bit weird because they really expanded on a character that I already really don't like, which I guess is the point. But also, like, I don't know, it just seemed a little bit, like, unnecessary. I guess they kind of tied it in, but maybe it'll be something that's necessary down the line in the future episodes, I guess.
Maybe, the DA character will owe her a favor or anything like that or something. I don't know. I just don't know where that whole, like, little thing was going and stuff. I guess it's just opening up her relationship with her coworkers a little bit. Maybe that's the case, but that's weird. I know Tony would appreciate this because this doesn't look like it's going over like a 2-day span of the entire series. It looks like she's kind of getting comfy at work and everything, which I kind of like to see, like her just character development and her grow in her profession, which is what she wants.
They're absolutely like Hulkanizing her slowly.
Yeah, just making her angry. What did you guys think about the one gang attack on her with like the weird kind of Miss Marvel relics, weapons and stuff?
I thought it was from Asgard.
Yeah, it might have been from Asgard. Just the
she was like, "Did you steal these from New Asgardian construction workers?" And one of the dudes was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I don't know if that was like a joke, but like I think that might be a reference to something. I mean, it was most likely a reference to something in a comic somewhere, but I don't know exactly what it is. It seemed very random and just
it was goofy.
It's just like, okay, here's this thing at the end of the episode, and then just the ending felt very like, okay, that's where you're gonna end the episode.
Very
like,
abrupt.
Yeah, it just felt really awkward, and because like how the music started, I'm like, okay, and then it just like cut to black. I'm like, oh, that's the end of the episode.
These episodes are so goddamn short. They are so short. Yeah. I feel like everyone's really dogging on the Megan Thee Stallion thing. Like, I don't think that, like, the after credit scene was very necessary, but it's not even the worst thing ever. I'm like, cool, like, I'd rather that be there than, like, wasting some time, like, in the middle of the episode about, like, some Asgardian shape-shifting elf. I'm like, I do not care about that. That does not contribute to, like, the She-Hulk story at all, you know? I feel like that
it didn't really add anything to her character. Like, because, like, the whole show is about her and like how she's adapting to this whole new world of having these powers, and that just didn't seem to really add very much to it. It added a little bit to the world building around the people in the office and that stuff, but I mean, I just hope it gets paid off later or something, because other than that, it just didn't feel like very much of a necessary part as it is. So
I agree. I feel like maybe it was there to set the tone, for later episodes or something like that, just more lighthearted and kind of goofy or something. I have no idea. Which it definitely did. Like, it was more jokey, which I didn't have a problem with. Like, the subject material, I didn't have a problem with it. It was fine. I'm just like, why is it there, though? Even, like, with the Emil Blonsky stuff, like, with him and the his what do you call them? His soulmates and stuff.
His soulmates.
Yeah, I'm like, all right. Like they said one funny thing, and they're like, that's his main thing. That's the main gag is that he has 7 soulmates and stuff. But I liked seeing him turn. I thought that was pretty cool. And
yeah.
I don't know how to feel about everyone getting all frazzled about it though.
Yeah.
I was like, why were they so surprised?
Yeah, I'm like, he is literally the abomination. Apparently, like
he's being all proper and British. I'm like, dude, why are you calm down?
Yeah. I mean, like, you're in a jail. Like, obviously, he seems pretty cool, but yeah, that was so weird. Wong showing up was pretty cool.
Though.
Yeah, Wong's excellent.
That was great.
You know, you've confessed to a crime. I must leave.
Yeah, Face Wong. He's like, I've got things to do. Mystic shit. Y'all don't understand. Yeah. It's like,
I thought it was interesting how he pointed out why he freed Abomination. He's like, yeah, I was gonna become the Sorcerer Supreme. I needed to know how to whoop ass, so I did some dog fighting with.
Oh yeah, he said he needed a worthy opponent, right?
Yes.
I was like, this is the weirdest explanation.
There's no way that would like fold over and like that sort of like. There's a weird disconnect because it's like somewhat cartoony and jokey, but yeah, at the same time, it's very serious like matters that you're talking about, and like in a court situation, it's like, how is that gonna?
Yeah.
Like there's no way.
Weird little clash there. But man,
yeah,
dude, think about it. How the fuck they're gonna like have one of the darkest MCU characters drop into this with Daredevil on this show? God damn.
Yeah, like that's a huge disconnect because he is not a jokey character.
Not at all. I mean, like, yeah, he can be like snide, but like, I don't think that like from what I've seen in the Daredevil show and in the Defenders, and like just seeing that like darkness, gritty kind of Matt Murdock character like in this show with the tones that it has.
I don't think he's gritty. I think he's sarcastic.
I think the show is gritty. I think the show is gritty. Yeah, the show is gritty. Not him himself is gritty.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, like,
yeah, they're gonna have to definitely like mess around a little bit to make him gel with the show, even as an introduction.
Yeah, I kind of like how she said like, "Oh, this show isn't just like a bunch of like crossovers," and I kind of hope it is because
nice.
I think that'd be kind of funny. Like as a character, like she gets mad, she's like, "Nope, this is my show," and these people keep showing up. Like that'd be kind of funny, you know?
They're probably gonna do that. He's gonna show up and she's gonna like break the fourth wall and be like, "Again with these fucking."
Yeah.
I know. It's like
it was a cool meta moment. I appreciate those small little things.
Yeah, they're pretty good. They are not bad. I like it. What else happened in this episode, really?
Pug. We got some more Pug. I liked Pug.
Pug is nice.
Yeah, Pug was a cool character. They focused on him.
He just comes in all stressed out at the bar. He's like, "How the fuck do you guys deal with this dude?"
His face, man, kind of pisses me off.
Pug or the other guy?
The other guy.
Pug.
Bukowski? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I hate him.
Spent $175,000.
Absolute clown.
He says, "I'm dating
Buys her a
Megan.
Passat.
I'm dating Megan Thee Stallion, who's actually an Asgardian." Oh, that's pretty funny. Like, I wish they didn't even like they just had that meeting and she laughed at him and that was that. Like, that'd be okay. I was like, that is pretty funny right there. And then like maybe a news report or something like that. But instead, it was like, here's the joke extended further, and I'm like, all right, well, it's still not doing it for me, but okay.
Yeah, he's just an insufferable character. I wish they were a little bit more subtle about his being insufferable, but they're just like right in your face, like about he's just overall a douchebag. I don't even know how he has a job there with how the level of douchebaggery. I know, but like it's just like it's too in your face, I think.
Yeah, which not great writing, but it's definitely, I think She-Hulk is, I hate this, like it's not even like at all times that she is definitely the most, like the best written character. No. Yeah, and out of everyone there, they don't really they're not putting that much effort in anybody else, and they know where they're like, where it's shining and supposed to shine bright, and obviously her and everyone else is like, whatever. But
yeah, they're fitting certain, characterizations, and then they're like, okay, cool. They don't have their individual motivations or reasons for doing stuff. Like
2D character.
Like well-written shows have, individual plots and goals for their side characters. Even this show doesn't have so much of that so far.
Hey, we had our first reference to the overall MCU in this episode from Wong. Wong confirmed the events of Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh yeah. And then
how does he remember?
Memory erasure. Yeah, I was like, how the fuck do you remember that? Like,
Maybe because he's Sorcerer Supreme.
What was I actually about to say? God dang it.
2D characters.
Yeah, very 2D.
Side.
Yeah. They were definitely 2D. They probably just do one take and they're like, all right, it's good. They're like, they don't have the budget for more. Anything else? Yeah, but the characters who were trying to rob her or whatever, that was kind of funny. She was like, oh man. She's like, oh yeah, actually I'm a Hulk, dude. So she fucking like just grows in out of her shoes real quick. And I'm like, that's pretty funny. And then, I like how she, I don't know why, but yeah, they're trying to get a sample of her blood, and like you said, they're probably trying to do some kind of inhibitor or some kind of cure. They kind of referenced that a little bit with Abomination, or at least gave her an idea.
Yeah, I wonder who their boss is though, because they reference like their boss or someone isn't going to be too happy about it.
I guarantee.
I wonder who that's going to be.
What's the Abomination?
It's someone that holds a powerful position, like in the Marvel universe. Like if Thunderbolt Ross's character is still alive, it would be him.
Yeah,
right. Because that's what people were theorizing were his soulmates, were the other people that were going to be in the Thunderbolts potentially, and that's why he could afford like a giant estate or something. I was like, that's interesting. But then the people that showed up could be just throwing it off. But like that, I thought that might have been kind of cool. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Very lot of potential stuff, you know, more groundwork for like I guess the second half of the season, which I kind of hate to see, you know, like I want more progress and everything. Like I guess it's slow, but I don't know if we're supposed to have an idea like at first. I liked how Miss Marvel, like by episode 2, they're like, boom, we're like, this is like the end goal, and like this is like at the very end, they're like, you know what you need to look forward to, and she knows who her enemy is and whatnot.
Right. You know the end goal.
Exactly. Yeah. Even with this, I'm just kind of like, all right, like I guess I'll wait for episode 3 and get some pop culture laffy daffies, and then like wait for the meat and potatoes, so to speak.
Right. Like I'm not like, oh, dude, I gotta watch the next episode, because there is no like, I guess we'll see what's in the next episode. That's more what it feels like so far.
Yeah.
That's a good point you bring up, John. Do you think this show needs an antagonist, like a main villain?
I feel like all these shows need something that will rather pay off at the end of it, because as shows on their own, they are not good enough. I feel like the only reason people are watching these shows because everything builds up to something that is actually like decent and good. I would like to think so. All these shows by themselves are pointless and have contribute nothing like to as a media, and that the only reason they exist is to have a payoff towards the end and to build up to something bigger and better. And so like watching these by themselves, like I don't think people get a lot of joy out of it. Like as being a comedy, like I personally don't find it funny, you know? I mean, like some of the jokes with Wong is pretty funny, but I mean, like that's from other media, you know, built up from other media. Like that She-Hulk has nothing to do with Wong's character. Wong's character was a well-established person in the MCU prior through other like writers or directors, you know, probably through like stuff that was actually done well. But like She-Hulk, like it's being done, you know, and I think people like I'm just trudged along waiting to get something out of it, you know, like Abomination, well-established character from a different Hulk movie. I don't know if it's done well, you know, or well written, but like he's already established, and I feel like Hulk's character like being written and built up well in other movies kind of contributes to how we see like Abomination as well. Same thing with Bruce Banner, but like everything that's brand new here, it's like they need to work really hard to like, hey, this is a good fun character that you want to see more of, and not because you're gonna get a cool like Skippy D like reference at the end of the season, you know.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, I think I completely agree with all your points. It seems like a lot of these shows are just like trying to get characters set up so that they can put them in something else later, which is not a great way to go about your shows, because I want to reasonably like to look fondly on these.
It's like, hey, I want a pizza, and they're like, and Pizza Hut's like, here's a piece now. And then it's like, that does nothing for me. Like that's enough to like piss me off. Like I want more. I want my whole pizza. And they're like, here's a piece in a week.
It feels like they're just the ingredients without putting them together. Here's your pizza.
Exactly.
Like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, the finished product isn't the pizza, dude.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, oh, you don't just want some like a big old bottle of like tomato? And it's like, no, I don't want a big old bottle of tomato. And it's like. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just like everyone expects a payoff at the end, and that's why we watch it, because they're like, I will need to watch She-Hulk so I can watch the next Avengers movie in 8 years, you know?
Yeah, you don't want to miss something and be like, crap, what was so important that had large repercussions on the MCU that I ignored because of this?
Yeah, because like I do like how everything comes together. Like, I do like those references. Like, in previous phases, like phase 1 and 2, like I was obsessed with like learning about like the stones and everything like that, and like who obtained them and who had them. Like, I was doing research and reading comic books, and like I was going back and like just learning about these potential characters like being introduced in the future. Like, I was excited, and like I was just super excited to see where what could happen in the next movie, a reference that I might understand, you know? Like, I had to do my research and try to understand, like, oh, cool, like, how is this going to contribute to the MCU? Like, just kind of predicting and learning, because, like,
I missed that.
Yeah, I miss that excitement, too. And it's just, like, this show's not even good.
Maybe there's just too much Marvel.
Maybe. I mean, I say the show's not even good. I think it is good, yeah. Number ratings, boys?
6.
Went down a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
This episode did not carry on with the momentum of the first two. It felt very, like we said, subplot, and that took away from like what was enjoyable from the episode.
I agree.
Though I did appreciate the payoffs with Wong and Emil, but yeah, that's why I give this 6.
Yeah, I give it a 6 as well. Like, I have more positive things to say about the negative things. Like, yeah, just that subplot really took away from the episode. It was a big distraction, and I felt like was it more overwhelmingly like louder than what you were supposed to be paying attention to, which probably could be a problem. Like, it's just a problem.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what? I think I'll agree with that. 6 as well.
Shit, look at us all on the same page with some She-Hulk. But at the same page, like, I feel like it's a happy 6 because I'm like, hey, I still have a lot of faith and positivity for the show. Like, I like it.
This
like,
isn't like an ashamed 6 that I'm like, I expected so much more. Like, no, I knew damn well what I was getting myself into when I turned on the TV. I was like, this is not going to be amazing, but I'm not going to hate this. I'm going to come back next week happily.
So, like, everyone's, like, really mad about Megan Thee Stallion twerking. I'm like, man, like, that episode wasn't even that bad. Like, people are freaking the fuck out over like, the smallest thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, with all of it, they are. Like, I mean, to some degree, sure. I mean, we can nitpick all we want, but, like...
You're just a big Stallion fan, aren't you?
It's just a show. It's just a show. No, I meant the show in general, but maybe, you know...
It is just a show, yeah. I did see some funny stuff, like, like, Tony Stark died for this. I'm like, that's pretty funny. Yeah. Like,
that is funny.
I mean, like, there are events that are way more humiliable, like, going on in the real world right now that real people have died for it, and like, all right, and that's what you want to like bring attention to. This is this fucking made up television show on Disney Plus. Like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like, you're gonna pick this hill to die on.
Yeah, when there are real people dying and starving, you know, and yeah, but it's just funny, like, coming from perspective as well, you know. But
no, exactly.
I hope like a lot of the She-Hulk fans, like dear fans of the comic books, like, oh yeah, she's my favorite character. I hope they are enjoying the show and they're getting like the justice that like people would want out of their favorite like comic book movie, like hero or something. You know?
Hope so, because yeah, I mean that's all you can hope for, right?
Yeah, I like it so far, but hey, and if you guys enjoyed the review, make sure to leave a like, and I'll drop some support, share the video. You guys being very positive with all the comments so far, totally. Really appreciate all the support on these reviews. We have Miss Marvel and She-Hulk coming at you every week, you guys. So make sure to leave some support for that stuff. We'll see you guys later on episode 4 of the next She-Hulk review, but until then, bye everybody.
Bye.